It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. Who knows what we're in store for here? And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the second of our two games here on this Saturday as Super Wild Card Weekend continues here on EA Sports.
Well, now how about this return? And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by their quarterback, a day 3 selection in this year's draft.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
Second and 11. Throwing middle, and it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and now it's 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
2nd and 10.
Now the first carry here for the running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Finding room at midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They'll look to throw again. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Now a first carry here for their running back. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's third down.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Carson. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Quick hitter here, it's complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Now 2nd and 3.
They'll drop to throw.
He's got this to the tight end, Hopkins.
His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. That is caught. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards and a 1st down.
He'll look to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's complete to the tight end, Hopkins.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Back to throw again. That's complete once again to Hopkins. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So 1st and goal, and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got it.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are on the board first here tonight.
So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 23 yards the pickup there.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Back to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. A drive there of just 4 plays, and in the end it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 26-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Carson.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And got his man complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great effort there. 71 yards. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed, because let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. Steps away to his left. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
I've met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
He finds Hopkins complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Back to throw. Here's a diving catch right side. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort, huh?
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch. They'll look to throw now on first down. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And the slot man goes in motion left. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense back to work now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll look to throw again. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. They'll look to throw here on first down. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Let's take a look ahead to Sunday's action in the NFC. A 3-6 battle that ought to be a good one. As it's going to be one heck of a battle, that's for sure.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The second of our 2 games here on this Super Wild Card Saturday is at halftime. We'll get it back out to you guys in just a minute. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
So this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a first down on a gain of 10. They'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Now back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be fourth down. Now on fourth down, out comes the field goal unit here. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. They go play action here on 1st down. Being chased out left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Two things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing left side, it's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. Looking to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 4 yards out. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
Yeah, the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he'll get in for the 2 points. And that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 2.
They're going to look to throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And as a result, possession switches hands. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play.
Yeah.
But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick, I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They'll set up a throw. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
His throw incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. He'll drop to throw. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that's going to bring up second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Ninth play of the drive now on third and a country mile. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on third down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
So they bring out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. This is taken at the 23. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this a very important drive leading in the fourth quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here first down. Up past the 30, second down coming up. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8. And here's a handoff out of the gun. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. And that'll bring up fourth down on a big sack with a loss of 5. They bring their punter out there now as he's on to kick it away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
That's pulled in at the 32. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Here's 2nd and 8. He's got him in, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. And they rattle off a big one. 47 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 1st down in field goal range already.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
Well, this defense needing a stop here. Got to have it. 3rd and 9.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down.
A 4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to tie things up in the final minute. And his kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
They'll set up to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And 5 yards, not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run.
And he's got his man on the out route.
And he's out of bounds to stop the clock. He gets a first, but just 10 seconds remaining.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
They'll look to throw here. Going up top. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. 4 quarters not enough. For all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
Well, plenty of chills and thrills in this one, and more to come here as overtime will decide who moves on to the divisional round. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Our visitors getting set to take over on offense. Well, CD, certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now if the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
A touchdown would obviously be ideal to start this overtime. They'd still need to play defense, but it's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Playoff football at its best. Remember, a touchdown on this drive isn't a game winner as they work on 2nd down here. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance. You got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 16-yard line.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. And a costly turnover there as the ball will be spotted 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, that almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to advance to the divisional round. And the kick is good. He got it. And it's official now. They're going to the playoffs.
Our home team, 21.
And that one will go down in the books as just a 1-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. And a disappointing way to close out the season. He got into the playoffs but couldn't really make any noise.
Still a good season. Some might call it a great season when they get away from it a little bit, but they also will all look at their own errors, their own mistakes, and wonder how they could have played a little bit better. So if they get in this position again, they'll be ready to win.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.